All right, welcome back to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. This is your boy, the Marvelous One, back at it again with Dale. What's good?
Yo, what up? What up? What's going on?
Yes, sir.
It's almost here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's time to start talking football.
Beautiful thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we have our guest today. We got Billy E on the show today to give us a fan's perspective from the Steelers side of it in the AFC North. Billy E, how's it going, man?
Yes, sir. Outstanding, man.
What up, Bill? Welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thank you for having me, Dale, the Marvelous One. Man, it's good to catch up with old friends. And I just glad y'all, value what I have to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, we go way back, man. We used to play Madden all the time, competing hard.
Yes, sir. We go back like Cadillac seats.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. But look, man, when Marvelous said, "Hey, man, you got a Steelers fan we can talk to," I'm like, "Of course I do, Bill." We gotta be Bill.
I totally forgot about him.
You got him going. You get him started. He start talking for an hour straight.
Oh, is that right? Hey, man, we ain't got enough time for that. It's an hour-long show.
Oh, snap.
Yes, sir. Well, yeah, hey, look. So, we talking AFC North, right? A lot of his change in this division, right? The Ravens kind of run the division. Steelers got a new quarterback. I'm not quite sure how that works, but, hey, Bill's going to give us some perspective on that, right? The Browns are still the Browns. They got Shador. I don't know if Shador's going to start. It might be Flacco, right?
Right.
And then we have the Bengals. I think this is a make-or-break season for the Bengals, right? I mean, if you think about it, since that Super Bowl run, they kind of been off and on, right? I mean, they hadn't made the playoffs for the last 3 seasons, right?
They've been off a little bit. That's due to the quarterback not being healthy, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with the exception of last year.
It was defense.
But you're right. Defense was the problem last year, but then he would ask him an health issue.
Right. But, hey, like I tell people all the time, how many times can you continue to use that excuse? Injuries, defense. At some point, you're supposed to be an elite quarterback. At some point, you're getting paid like an elite quarterback to carry your team through stuff like this, through a poor defense, through injuries. That's your job. Got to figure it out. Hey, we seen Patrick Mahomes do it. He had a bad defense at one time. Now he's got a really good one. So, I don't know how
Joe Burrow couldn't play through his injuries. So he tried to a little bit, and they had to sit him down. He couldn't do it.
So he wasn't injured last season.
No, and he had a breakout season.
I think he missed a couple games last season. He didn't go through fully healthy last year.
No, he didn't play all 17 games, but still in all, they missed the playoffs. And my point is,
because the defense, though, he did everything that he could possibly do on the offensive side of the ball.
I got you.
It was 2 things. Well, I attributed it to 2 things. Number one, they lost their running back, right? The running back went to Texas. And keep now. Let's look. Hey, let them go. That's the team fault. Yeah, that's the team fault.
It's the team fault. I'm not saying Joe has to go. I'm saying somebody's got to go. Whether it's a coach, the GM, there has to be some changes made if they don't make the playoffs this season. There's a problem. That's
right now defense.
Yeah, they need a lot on defense. Which they addressed a little bit, some in the draft and some in the offseason.
And they set tripping right now for being reluctant to sign Hendricks.
Yes.
Like who's their problem?
Who's come second and third in being defensive player of the year? And how you gonna play him? Yeah, that's crazy.
They ain't trying to sign him, man. They making him wait. I don't understand what the holdup is.
Yeah, I was scared either.
As the leader of that defense and get them that defense as a leader set and cohesive, man, with these new players and see what they could be. They messing around with that.
Well, I think the main thing is they trying to find money. Because you pay, because that 3 that you paying right now,
right,
out of money every. I mean, you give 50, you giving Chase almost 40 a year, and then you giving Higgins $33 million a year.
Right.
There you go.
$100 million right
now. And the total contracts for Higgins and Chase got 114 million total, and Higgins got 113 million total.
Yeah.
That's playoff money.
I'm,
But they made the playoffs.
Yeah. And look, that organization is notoriously cheap,
They are.
right? So this is really problem. That's why it's taking so long maybe to find that extra scratch, because Dallas does. They will do it. Jerry may be late with it for whatever reason. Don't make sense to me, but they find a way to pay them jokers. So it's up for Cincinnati to have a good capologist and make it happen.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's get in our predictions. Let's first talk about who this division is playing. Right. So the North is going to play the AFC East, the NFC North, and the 17th game will be against teams from the NFC West. So that's what we're looking at. All right. And so
that's interesting football right there. That's must-view TV.
Yeah, hey, you got to keep that stuff in mind when you make these predictions here. Who they're playing, that matters, right?
Yeah, so I need to schedule. I don't got to schedule.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. Well, let's talk about what the projections are, the PFF projections and the sportsbook projections. All right, so they got the Ravens. PFF has the Ravens winning 11.2. Sportsbook has them winning 11.5. Bengals come in second at 9.4 by PFF and 9.5 by Sportsbook. Third are the Steelers at 8.3 by PFF and 8.5 by Sportsbook. And lastly, we have the Browns at 5.5 wins by PFF and Sportsbook. So give you some perspective there, Billy E., before you give us your predictions. I already know who you're going to have winning this division, which I think is crazy. But go ahead.
Well, you don't know me like that. I'm not a fanatic, even though that's what fan is the prefix of fanatic.
Okay, because I was going to let you know the show is called Voice of Reason for a reason.
Bill, keep it real, though. Bill, keep it real. Right?
All right, keep it real.
Oh, so you. And so you. Yeah, so do you. And so, look, Pittsburgh and the Ravens normally split. That's what it is. And normally in the playoff, Pittsburgh is older up to recent. So I would put the Ravens in first and maybe Pittsburgh as second, depending on if Cincinnati has a defense. We don't know what the defense is going to look like. And they're not even signing it, haven't signed the top cash wrestler. So until they show what they could do, plus Cincinnati normally starts out slow. September, they usually lose those first 3-4 games. Like, it's like, what are you doing? How? Like, so based off that, I would say Ravens, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, then the Browns. And the Browns could be interesting to me, depending on who their quarterback is. I don't know what Shador may look like. I know Flacco is decent, but he ain't clutching anymore. He lost some games in the playoffs, throwing them picks down the stretch when he was a starter for him. He ain't clutching.
Don't get it wrong, though. He the one that got him there, though. He the one that got him there. And we threw that here like 6 straight games, 300 yards.
Yes.
Flacco was on fire.
He was on fire, but he ain't like to go all the way. He don't got the clutch no more. That's what I throw them kicks in the playoffs. I'm interested to see what Kenny Pickett can do. To be honest, he looked decent in the lone start we seen with Philly. Then he got knocked out the game against the Commanders. And I'm interested to see what he could do with that offense. We don't know. So,
but I mean, you're saying you want to see what Pickett could do for who?
The player.
For the Browns. He wants Pickett to be the starter for the Browns. I don't
say want to be, but I'm curious what him or Shador can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Pickett is not going to be the quarterback there.
No.
He's not going to be the quarterback. It's going to be either Flacco or Shador. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially with all the hype that's coming out of that camp right now about Shador. Everybody talking about he completed 12 straight passes and all this stuff like that. Like, it's training camp with no pads. Come on.
I know they're out there in shorts.
But look, I seen a stat. This was a while ago. Pickett and Flacco, even though it was without pads, they didn't hit the touchdowns that Shador had hit when minicamp was over. He eclipsed them by like more than double.
Right. Yeah.
That's a rookie.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So I'm like, dog, that ain't no make believe stuff. A lot of them veterans and stuff. Flacco, why you ain't do it?
Yeah. My thing is, look, they're not winning this division with Flacco, Kenny Pickett.
That's true.
So why waste your time with them? I mean, if you want to start the season off with them because they're veteran quarterbacks and you don't want to get Shador beat up, okay. But at some point, turn the keys over to Shador so you can get the experience, and next year you can build on that and be better. I wouldn't start the season with Shador. I wouldn't start. I would keep Flacco Pickett there just to start the season so he can see what not to do. And after those dudes lose enough games, then you put him in there. That's what I would do.
Shador maybe coming in like between week 7 and 9.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yeah. Or whenever their bye is. Like, get to the bye, see where you are, and if Flacco and Pickett are not, you're not above 500 with those two, then you switch to Shador. So let him get a feel. Yeah. So,
yes, sir.
Okay, Billy E. I mean, yeah, I caught that you try to slip in the Steelers at number 2. I think that's nuts. Yeah, I caught that.
It's not nuts. They won 10 games last year. They won 10 games last year. And
Every season.
Right. It was 10 games last year, and that's what all the new pieces they had there. I think Steelers might have actually improved a little bit on offense.
Oh, absolutely.
They drafted a good running back. They brought
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf, you know what I'm saying? You bring in a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, things could turn around.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, you feeling pretty good about it. Why don't you tell us your predictions? Give us their records and everything. Go.
Sure. Well, first of all, let me just give y'all a little bit of odds in case y'all want to make some money. We got to show you the odds in Vegas, what the Vegas odds are saying. And this is according to FanDuel, of course. I already told you about my NFC East. Cowboys joint plus 600. That's only on ESPN Bet, y'all. But look, if you want to make a little money and you put a little bit and make a lot, Cleveland Browns are 33-1 to win the division. Okay, you finish your door and Jerry Jeudy and think with Jerome Ford gonna do something. You got 33-1 reasons to put some money down on it. Pittsburgh Steelers are next lowest at plus 500. So you can put down $100, win 500 bills. You think that your team is back, okay, and they can somehow win the division, which ain't too. I mean, it's not far fetched. It really ain't. It's really not far fetched. Consider, like he said, and this is true, they usually own the Ravens. They usually beat the Ravens.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I'm saying? So
they split. They usually split.
Or they split, but yeah, I've seen them sweep the Ravens more than I've seen the Ravens sweep them. Mm-hmm. And that's when they both strong teams. I'm not saying when they had Kenny Pickett and Trubisky back there at quarterback.
Right.
Ain't talk about them years. Okay, so you can get 5-1 on Pittsburgh. You can get 2.5-1 plus 260 on Cincinnati Bengals winning the division. You know what I'm saying? If you think Joe Flacco and the receivers and all that, they high flying offense. If you think that could take them back to the Super Bowl and win the division, you can get 2 plus 260. And then the Ravens, they got them as the favorite at minus 160. So you got to put up $160 just to win 100. They by far the favorite to win the division. And I'm gonna say pretty much that's pretty much how mine go. But I'm gonna explain it. Cleveland Browns, even though they got this new hype around them because of Shador, the organization it's still that same organization. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think they lucked up that year with Flacco when that mess was going on with the quarterbacks, and Flacco got in there and caught fire for some reason. He caught his veteran fire and went crazy. for those 6 or 7 weeks, got into the playoffs, and then, as Bill said, got destroyed because all the damn turnovers. But they're going to probably end up at the bottom. Going to have probably Shador's going to probably start with all the hype and everything. Probably going to start. I don't know how you get a 5th round pick in there and then he starts. He's starting. I don't know if that's ever happened in history of football, but the hype is building. The hype is building for Shador. That's all you hear about. You don't hear about none of the other quarterbacks, only Shador. And I think.
Well, you remember Brady was a 6th round pick. He ended up. Well, he had his chance. I think old boy got hurt.
Yeah, that's right. And remember, that was his second year.
That was his second year. You're
Right, that's true. I forgot.
Where they
And he-
played on the bench.
And then he got in. He got in after the injury to Drew Bledsoe.
Right,
Yep.
and they never looked back.
And I was right back to that. Just kind of saying.
The Bledsoe career.
Right, same way Dak did Romo. You know, he got in and he won 10 straight games, and then they wouldn't put Romo back in there.
There you go, man. You got to throw in a Romo reference.
Of course, I got to throw Romo reference.
Yeah,
They
you
stole my Super Bowl.
You got to,
Super Bowl. Yeah, man.
you got to throw in a Romo reference.
Was you want a Romo to start or to stay at that time?
Oh, you gonna get man? Yeah, I wanted to come back. I knew no rookie wasn't gonna win a Super Bowl back then. Wasn't no rookie gonna go and win a Super Bowl.
No.
You got a prime Romo just off of being second place in NFL MVP. Come on, man. Get him back in there. Even if you don't, you got 2 quarterbacks now. Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway. So
That's a chance.
yeah, so Cleveland Browns will be at the bottom of that division. Clearly, they're gonna be at the bottom because this is gonna be a tough division this year. The second place, I'm going with Cincinnati, second from the bottom, for the simple fact, like Bill said, their defense is terrible. Their defense is absolutely terrible. They did a little something in the offseason on defense, but I just didn't see enough. You need some DBs. You need some safeties. You know, you need to be able to cover. I know this is a running division. You know, when you look at the teams, you don't see no high flying passing teams except for Cincinnati. But even they run the ball a lot. When they did run the ball, when they had Mixon, you know, you need DBs. You just do. And I don't think Cincinnati has enough. They're always going to be lacking there. And I think if Joe Burrow can show that he can stay healthy and play at least 16 of the 17 games, they're going to have problems. He's been hurt every year except for one, and that was the year they went to the Super Bowl.
That's correct. And, you know, Pittsburgh loaded up on DBs, realized what the division has as far as practice.
But you also lost a big one, too, though. I lost a big one back to which, I mean, you traded off. Let me say you traded off, right? You pick up Ramsey. Yeah, you pick up Ramsey, but then you lose Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and they picked up Jonnu Smith, though.
Yeah, you picked up Jonnu Smith from Miami. Yeah.
Pittsburgh won him for a few years. So, and Aaron Rodgers like the running well.
Are you going to actually? Yeah, but are you going to actually use them though? That's the question. Because y'all be having decent tight ends. Y'all just don't really use them.
But Aaron Rodgers like to run the 12 formation with the 2 tight ends, 2 wide, and the running back. So
right,
that's why they got us.
Right, and don't you got that big boy from Georgia?
Look, yes.
Don't you got that? Tight end?
Yeah, Washington. Yeah,
right. Yeah, Darnell Washington or something like that.
Yeah, that's it.
But man, I thought y'all going to use him. I really thought y'all was going to utilize him. But he kind of gets used sparingly. I don't know. Maybe he don't know how to block. Maybe he don't know how to read plays. I don't know. Maybe he don't know the playbook.
But he could block. But as far as catching, though, as far as Farm Rupert, Jonnu Smith as a receiving threat, he ain't no Jonnu Smith, dog. Like,
no, not as a receiver. He's not. He's definitely not.
Right. And
but he got that size that Jonnu don't have, though.
That's true.
That's a huge like that.
You can also split Jonnu out to the slot. He's like a wide receiver player.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers eats off of that. Half-down formation and 12 formation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
So we'll see. But I got Cincinnati being second to bottom or third in that division.
Wow.
And that leaves the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up in second place.
Wow.
Tomlin found a way to win 10 games last year with all that mess going on. 2 quarterbacks. And I know what's going on. You got a disappointing wide receiver. Yeah, it just seemed like a lot of stuff was going on in Pittsburgh last year for him to not only go 500 but to win 10 games
Mm-hmm.
was pretty amazing. I thought that was actually amazing.
Oh yeah, that was incredible.
Last year, I did not expect it. Midway through that, I did not think that was going to happen. Even though they had comparable quarterbacks, it was just that they just getting there, and then you didn't even really commit to either one of them to be the starter all the way through the season. So I just thought that was gonna be a mess, but somehow Tyler ended up making it work. Somehow, some way. And so now you got a veteran quarterback at Rodgers, who technically should be an upgrade from what you had last year. Then you bring in DK Metcalf, who I'm not gonna say is an upgrade, but he's a different receiver. He's a different type of person. Exactly. He's definitely a different type of receiver. He's gonna give you a different speed, but maybe not the hands. So, we had to see which more helps Pittsburgh.
Not like the hands like Pickens, but I can
He
see
ain't gonna have no hands like Pickens. He ain't gonna have no hands like Pickens. No, not even close.
but Pickens basically I did some study in baseball for one trip on go route.
Didn't go right. That's that. But look, that's all they would throw to him though. Pittsburgh is a running team. Yeah, but he's a running team. And think about it. He didn't really get utilized on that go route stuff until Russell Wilson got there. Because Russell Wilson would throw that. No other quarterback he had before that would actually throw that pass. If he sees 50-50, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But he threw it, but not like Russell. But Fields did throw it.
Fields threw it, but not like Russell.
No, not like Russell.
Yeah, Russell gave him a way better 50-50 ball.
And I'm gonna put these caveat in. As far as the Steelers being number 2 is contingent on the offensive line. They really couldn't run the ball that well. As a test, Dallas had one of the worst defensive lines, or like in football, and we couldn't really run on Dallas. They're not take shot just like what it is, right? So they had 6 to 8 different starting lineups last season, like due to injury. Now them jokers is back, healthy, and the people who did get to play, it's their second year. So I'm looking forward to what the offensive line can do, because if the offensive line check that old man, we should go far. But it's all depending on the offensive line and the running game. Rodgers, and you heard it from all the pundits, all he has to do is don't lose the game. If they can protect him, the defense gonna be on point.
How old is Rodgers now?
I think 42.
I want to say
He is 42. Okay.
yeah.
Man, I didn't want him. I wanted Fields. The Steelers made Fields an offer. The Jets made him a slightly better offer. Steelers was off from like 2 to 5. Let's say 2 to 5 million. Justin Fields did Steelers a chance to counter offer because he wasn't coming back because he was upset at how they did it. And I understand Tomlin's curiosity of wanting to see what Wilson can do, but there was a consequence for that action. And that was Justin Fields not re-signing. Right. So it wasn't like the Steelers didn't want to re-sign him. Justin didn't want to come back because he was pissed.
I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't blame him either.
Yeah.
I thought that was a mistake by Tomlin. That was his future quarterback.
Yes, it was. And they nutted. But they choked. So
Yeah.
All right.
So that leaves the Ravens to win the division. What if the Steelers could get things around, they're gonna give them a run for their money. If they could get DJ Metcalf to run some better routes, you know what I'm saying, and him not be disgruntled like Pickens was, because Pickens was not in the offense where the receiver's going to eat like that. You know what I'm saying? So
correct.
the rest is something you got to deal with, and Metcalf gonna have to deal with that too. You know what I'm saying? He was in the offense before where they had to throw it to him because Seattle defense was so bad, so they were behind a lot, so they were gonna throw a lot, and they didn't have a big running game. So they was gonna throw the ball a lot. So now he's gonna come over here. Aaron Rodgers usually likes to fling it around. That's just Aaron Rodgers' thing. He likes to fling it around. He likes to throw the ball. He's going to check out on those runs. Yeah, he's going to check out on those runs. So We'll see how that works out, how that dynamic works out. But if they can stay consistent on what they're doing, don't have a lot of injuries, they could give the Ravens a run for their money this year.
I mean,
How many wins?
they normally do.
I think I got them at 10 wins. I had them at 9 wins or 9 or 10 wins this year.
That's how the schedule is proper.
I think I had them at 9 or 10 wins. But that's just being even. I'm being even because they had 10 last year. I figure like they're pretty much at least the same team as last year, at least. But they changed some pieces out. So I gotta see how those pieces gonna work. You know, bringing in Ramsey, taking Fitzpatrick out, bringing in Pickens, bringing in Metcalf, taking out Pickens.
We got
Building what's called out now. Rodgers in. So it's some pieces. I gotta see how they're gonna blend together.
because
Right now I'm saying 10 wins.
if the schedule wasn't as tough as you noted out, Marcus, at the beginning of the show, I would give them 11 to 12 wins. But only because the schedule is tougher. Playing the NFC East, the AFC West, you know, I really got them probably beating Denver and the Chargers. Chargers don't have any receivers. Probably be better. But we seen with Justin Herbert game. Pittsburgh played them last. Sure, we played them again because Pittsburgh played the Chargers and Denver last year in the regular season.
What did they do against the Chargers last year?
They beat the Chargers and they beat Denver. It wasn't pretty, but they beat them both.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you know, the Steelers are playing with a second place schedule this year. So you're going to play all the second place teams in the AFC.
Yep. It's going to be a tougher schedule.
It's going to be a tougher schedule.
So
And keep in mind,
I would give them 10.
the Bengals are playing a third place schedule because they were 9-8 last season. So
For that defense show up, I can't. Joe Burrow was all world. He could have been the MVP.
So, and that was with a bad defense. They went 9-8, and Joe Burrow was all world.
Yeah.
Hey, not only. Oh, you talking about last year?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, last year.
So
I mean, the year they went to the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow was the most sacked quarterback in the league.
right,
Yeah.
that's when he had a bad offensive line.
Yeah, the terrible offensive line.
Yeah.
So
Opening up 5-6 sacks a game.
That is a testament to how elite he is.
So how many wins do you have the Ravens winning?
I got the Ravens. at 11 or 12 wins this year. I got them 11 or 12 wins. Yeah, about normally what they do. Just
I'm saying 12 or 13.
12 or 13. All right.
I haven't had a chance to look at their full schedule, but
Neither.
I know it's pretty much gonna be the same, you know, right? Because they won the division the year before that too, and they had the number one schedule, and won 13 games last year.
They
I
won.
mean, number one toughest schedule.
They won 12 games last season. They won 12. Steelers won 10. Bengals won 9, and the Browns won 3. So that's what we're looking at. All right, I'm gonna tell you why you guys are wrong. Okay, I mean, you got multiple things wrong here. All right, so one thing you did get right. Yeah, the Browns are going to be at the bottom. I think that's fair to say. We can all agree the Browns are going to be at the bottom, right? We don't know who their quarterback is. They don't have an elite quarterback. They don't have an elite coach. They don't have the tools that it takes to win in today's NFL. They're going to be at the bottom. I got the Browns going 4-13. I think Flacco is going to lose. I don't know. Let's see. They got 8 games before they get to their bye. So Flacco or Pickett is going to probably play those first 8 games, and then Shador is going to come in and he's going to beat the Jets, and that's going to be their first win of the season. But I got the Browns going 4-13. This eventually will be turned over to Shador after the bye, and he'll be the starting quarterback for the future for them. Third, I got the Steelers. I don't know how the hell y'all got the Steelers winning this division or coming second in this division. Look.
You probably said that last year too, Marv, but.
No, I thought I had the Steelers winning. No, that was the year before I had them winning 10 games.
Right.
I think last year I didn't have them winning that many. I think, but I always had them winning like 9 to 10 games because Tomlin has never had a losing season. So I'm never going to pick them to have a losing season. I got them going 9-8 this season. Look, say what y'all want. 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers is not going to be with the rah-rah stuff from Mike Tomlin. That is a relationship that is not going to work. Y'all know this. Aaron Rodgers doesn't listen to anybody. He got the coach with the Jets fired.
Yes, he did.
But he will be 42 during the season, but Tomlin likes veteran quarterbacks though. He likes veteran quarterbacks,
and Aaron Rodgers like him.
and Tomlin is that calm type of, you know what I'm saying? He's the leader. Yeah, Tomlin's a calm. He's laid back. Tomlin don't get too rah-rah.
Mike Tomlin?
Mike Tomlin.
Michael Tomlin.
When you see Mike Tomlin talk to his people, you see him like this. When he's at the press conference, he's like You don't see, even when he get mad.
No, he's straight to the point.
Even when he get mad at the press conference, he'll be like, I had enough of this. He'll walk right off. You know what I'm saying?
I just
back with you.
I think
nonsense.
he don't
know.
Exactly. I don't know if that's going to mix well with Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf. You're talking about two guys, a receiver and a quarterback, divas, with strong personalities, with a coach that's never had a losing season, with a strong personality. I just don't know if this is going to mix well, and I got questions about it. However, you're still talking about Aaron Rodgers. You're still talking about Mike Tomlin. So they're going to win games, and I think they're going to win 9 games.
They gave DK the money to be in check. He's happy. That's what I'm saying. So we don't got to worry about DK being disgruntled. He got more money than he ever.
I don't think money's an issue in today's sports. It's not an issue. Winning is the issue.
Right, and money didn't cure all for A.J. Brown.
No, it didn't. That's what I'm saying. Money, they're going to get their money. Yeah.
But think about this. We didn't know who the Steelers quarterback was, but DK came.
Right. But DK wanted out of Seattle. It ain't because he loves Pittsburgh.
Right. He thought he had a. But think about it. He didn't know who his quarterback was going to. Not for sure.
Everybody was speculating it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, just a matter of time.
Right. But hell, he didn't know who his quarterback was in Seattle either. So it's not. It's
true.
It wasn't like he was leaving a good situation, going like he was Tyreek Hill leaving the Chiefs and going to Miami. That ain't the situation here. But I just think this is a bad mix. That's all I'm saying. I think it's a bad mix with those three.
I think DK won't be a problem, but Aaron Rodgers could be. But I think he has expressed, like when he went to the Jets or before he went to the Jets, that he like Coach Tomlin and vice versa. And I think it's gonna work.
I think Tomlin needs a young quarterback, somebody he can groom. He's that type of coach. And 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, I don't know if that's gonna mix, but
they will.
He got along well with Ben. He got along well with Ben,
right
through the whole time. And Ben was a firecracker.
Right. Well, Ben was fairly young when he first got Ben. He was fairly young.
He was throughout his career. Ben, cracker.
But Coward retired after they won the Super Bowl, like 4 years into Ben's career. Right. So Tomlin took over a young Ben Roethlisberger. It's not like he was an old 42-year-old quarterback at the point. So we'll see. I still believe Tomlin is going to have a winning season, 9-8. I just don't think he's going to win this division, and he will probably miss the playoffs if 9 wins. 9 wins will not be enough to win this division. To win the playoffs.
Be number 2, but I wouldn't be surprised if they won the division because they've done it before. Tomlin has won.
Really? Stop it.
They've done it. Tomlin has won more with less than any coach.
There we go. Feelings over facts here, man. Stop. Stop it in the division.
He has won more with less than any.
That's a fact. Yes, absolutely.
So,
but a division with the Bengals and the Ravens, 2 elite quarterbacks.
I said they have a chance. And they said they would.
Well, of course.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I predicted them at 2. But let me say 2. I predicted them at 2. But
you know,
they might. I don't be surprised. be number one because of better quarterback.
Look,
Aaron Rodgers
Billy,
is giving those 3 to 4 plays to take over the top.
I need you to take off your black and yellow sunglasses right now. Take them glasses off. All right, this voice of reason. Okay, they ain't winning the division. All right. Let me finish my list here. Let's
Bill, don't worry about him. He said the same thing when I kept saying Cowboys gonna win 12 games, and he 12 games 3 years in a row. You know what I'm saying? He did it. He said that same thing. So don't worry about it.
But the Cowboys didn't win the division, like I said.
They did win the division 2 of the last 4 years. Come on now.
They didn't win the division last season.
Year before that, they did. And then,
Well, the year before that, I think I picked them to win the division. But last year, I did not pick them to win the division.
No, you didn't. You didn't pick them. Matter of fact, when I said it was going to win the division, you said, oh, nah, man, come on, man.
Good. You know this stuff is recorded, right?
Yeah.
We'll pull it
Go
up.
back and look. It's still there.
Because Dale got a good memory, and he said you said they wouldn't win 12 games. He didn't even put up.
I wasn't.
said 12 games.
I think I had them winning double-digit games, like 10 or 11. I may have said they wasn't going to win 12. But look, man, let me finish my list. You know, we got to get back to the Cowboys some kind of way. You know,
I'm going to send you the clip.
yeah, you always got to go back to the Cowboys. Some kind of way we're going to get back to Romo and the Cowboys. All right, second. Now, here's the kicker. This is probably going to surprise y'all. Second, I got the Ravens. I got the Ravens coming second. Not by much. I think the Ravens and the Bengals are going to be neck and neck, both at 11-6. And I got the Ravens going 11-6. They got a much tougher schedule. They got the Chiefs. They got the Bills. Well, all the teams have the Bills. But I think they got a much tougher schedule with all those teams on that they face. And then, like you say, and I agree with you, the Steelers are their rival. I don't care who the quarterback is. They could put me out there at quarterback. They're going to win one of those games.
They're going to win one of them.
They're going to win one of them. Exactly. I always bring this up. I remember the Saints. We had Drew Brees. We won 9 in a row. The Falcons were one of the worst teams in the league, and we lost to the Falcons. It's just because it's a rivalry game. There's a lot of energy in the building, and that's how I feel with the Ravens and the Steelers. So I got the Ravens going 11-6. I just think when you play, you had such a letdown last season with the Ravens after such a spectacular start to the season, and to be let down against the Bills, I think that all carries over. Injuries catch up. Henry's older. Things start to catch up, and I don't think they're going to have such a great season like they did. I mean, I'm only taking one win away from them because I think the Bengals are going to be better this year. So 11-6 is what I got the Ravens going.
Look, that's contingent to me if the Bengals defense show up because the Ravens, top to bottom, has probably the top 3 rosters on paper.
Oh, they're going to have a defense this year. Oh, my God.
They got
Ravens defense going to be crazy this year.
and be crazy, man.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but
What is?
I don't care what the defense is going to be when you got Joe Burrow slinging the ball the way he is. It doesn't matter.
I mean, did Cincinnati increase their offensive line?
Did they increase their offensive line?
Yeah, because they had a problem last year with the offensive line. The offensive line wasn't good last year either.
I thought it was pretty decent. I thought it was pretty decent last year.
No, they had problems last year.
They had problems running the ball last year.
No, they
How's that?
offensive line, period. Right. You said running the ball, yeah, but that's because Mixon was out of there. I mean,
Right.
Yeah,
they're relying on Brown to be their primary running back, which
yeah. Maybe Brown might be better this year.
Right.
possible.
Well, Burrow almost threw for 5,000 yards. He had 4,900 yards passing. Brown rushed for just under 1,000, and then you had Chase with 1,700. So offensive production was there for the Bengals. I think they just need to shore up just a decent defense. I mean, hell, with that bad defense and the injuries that they had and no running game, this team still won 9 games last season. And right now, the pressure's on them to win. You can't go a 4th season without making the playoffs. I think this is kind of make or break, not necessarily for Joe Burrow, but for that coach and for that GM. They got to win this year. And so that's why I think the Bengals will win this division. One, they'll both be 11-6. They'll just get the edge over the Ravens because of who they played and who whatever the head-to-head stuff is. They'll split, but they'll get it some kind of way over the Ravens. Bengals win the division. Joe Burrow Pro Bowl. He satisfies things. His coach keeps his job. His GM keeps his job. And the Bengals win the division. Bam.
Well,
That-
also, this is contingent on if they do what they've been doing for the last few years, which is starting off slow. They start off slow every year for the last 3 years. They lose. They'll start the first 5 games. They'll be 2-5. I mean, they'll be 2-3.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you think they're going to start off slow with the Browns, Jags, and Vikings the first 3 games?
The
Okay,
Vikings,
they started off slow last year with the New England Patriots, Washington Redskins, and Carolina.
And the Redskins and the Commanders were a lot better than we thought they were.
And they start on 1-3.
but 1-3 though. The Panthers.
You know what I'm saying? With the Panthers on your schedule. You know,
But they must have beat the Panthers because the Panthers lost.
Oh yeah, they beat the Panthers, but look, 34-24. It wasn't a crushing.
No,
It wasn't a crushing, but I mean, yeah, they can't start off slow like that again.
Yeah.
They can't. You know what I'm saying?
I don't see that happening.
Like 3 games,
and that's
5
if
games.
they start off slow like that again, that's reason enough at the end of the season to get rid of that coach.
Exactly.
I mean, I feel sorry the defense not showing up. That's also an issue too. But to lose this, dang, that's just bad.
Yeah. I mean, I think, based on how their schedule lays out, I see them winning 11 games. I mean, they won 9, so this is a 2-game improvement. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I just can't see a healthy. I haven't seen a healthy season for them in so long. Their budget is going to be this year.
They're due.
If they don't got no defense, they're not going to do that. And
Right.
with no defense.
Oh, Joe Burrow, if he stays healthy, he's going to throw for 5,000 yards this year.
Yeah.
He's on that bet. Go ahead, put it in. Put it in right now. He's going to throw for 5,000 yards this year. And remember, last year he also only had half a season of T. Higgins. He was out half of the season.
Half of the season.
Yeah. So if he's out, if he has everybody this season, he's going to throw for 5,000 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy.
So you can book that.
Oh yeah. And I think his number's only 4,400. So y'all wanted to go out there and throw some, make a quick investment, make a sports investment. That's what you can do. Double up your money by the end of the year.
Yeah. So you're liking the Bengals offense.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they got talent. They got talent on it. I mean, even Brown is not even bad as the running back. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. But he's not a workhorse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, their offense is going to offense. The whole problem with them is Joe Burrow staying healthy and their defense actually being able to stop somebody and get a stop.
Right.
Yeah, that's been the problem.
Well, one thing I didn't really look up. Have they changed defensive coordinator? Have they made any big moves to improve their defense?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
I know they picked up a couple people on defense, but it wasn't on the ground, baby. Like they picked up Myles Garrett or something. They didn't pick anybody up just going just completely turn them around.
Right.
But no, I had to check that.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I mean, I would assume that they made some improvements on the defense. Because the defensive coordinator, they have a new defensive coordinator. His name is Al Golden. Al Golden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, because they fired the last defensive coordinator.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, and he was the defensive coordinator for 3 years at Notre Dame. So that could be some changes. There's a chance of this improving.
It's hard to tell. Notre Dame's been pretty decent defensively in college football. I wonder how much of that was due to the scheme or due to the players. Because you could be good, a defensive coordinator, play caller, but if your players can't execute,
right?
Yeah, first person you're gonna let go is the coach. Either way, so it remains to be seen. With this new coordinator, if they produce, then we know it was the coordinator. He got some new pieces, but if your players don't produce, they can make anybody look bad.
Oh yeah, definitely. No matter what scheme you call, if your wide receivers ain't catching the ball, your defenses ain't tackling, ain't missing tackles, being out of position, your scheme not gonna work.
Not gonna work.
Like this game.
But I see improvement. I see a new philosophy on this defense. Even if it's slight, I think that's enough to give them 1 or 2 wins.
You give them a push. Yeah.
To give them a little push. If you can win 9 games with a terrible defense, you should squeeze out another 1 or 2 games with a slight improvement with this defense.
Right, and two of those L's they took last year. 2 of those L's last year were by the Ravens with a combined 4 points out of the 2 outs. You know, so
That was shootout.
well, yeah, there were shootouts. Yeah, there were shootouts. One was by 1 point, and the other one was by 3 points in overtime.
Right.
Yeah, that was must see TV.
Right, and one of those is because they damn field goal kicker missed the field goal to win the game.
That's right. I remember that.
Remember that?
And that's why he ain't here no more. Part of it.
Yep.
Hearing this extracurricular activities.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Go ahead.
Got that Watsonitis.
Well,
Oh yeah. You talk about yeah. Who are they gonna have to replace their kicker? Now, that is a big thing because
that's a big deal.
they
Field goals to win the game.
I mean, for real, to be honest with you, he won a lot of games for them.
That's right.
See the others like they were nothing.
Like nothing.
Well, technically, he did in the past, but last year he wasn't. Last year was one of his worst seasons.
He had a bad year.
That was his worst season by far.
By far. Like this should have been a 15-win Ravens team if he was kicking his field goals like he normally does.
Yeah. Mr. NFL it's like it was nothing.
And if he didn't get that Watsonitis, I thought they was gonna fire him anyway. Come.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you the highest paid kicker, you gotta make the field goals.
This guy, come on, man. Yeah, that was horrible.
Once he start missing extra points, I'm like, oh yeah, he gonna be gone.
Yeah, he done.
Go.
He done. Yep.
You know. Now, ask Washington how important the extra point is. When the cat down there is all yelling, "No, and then they go miss the extra point. It's Cold bar was silent.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, fellas. Let's go and wrap this thing up, man. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.
That's right.